Just gonna do a super quick update before I run into work, because I haven't, really told anybody what's been going on. I went and saw my new psychiatrist yesterday, so this is my first time seeing him. So it's a long appointment, the evaluation, all that shit. Gotta end up filling out forms and all this shit. And so he's a nice guy. I like him. I like his approach. He's the first person I've talked to that's actually diagnosed me as being bipolar, which is like, I knew this. My wife knows this. Everybody around me knows this. Like, it's how my behavior is. But it's the first time I've been diagnosed, like, by a professional, which actually affects your treatment. So I'm actually going to be starting new medicine. I'm going to be starting, it's Lamictal, and his thought process is that if this reacts well, then I can come down off of lithium, then I don't have to worry about, like, possible thyroid, kidney shit, and all the possible side effects that come with lithium. I like this idea because, even with, being on the meds I've been on, they really help reel me in a lot. I still do have excessive mood shifts. I do still have, some, I still get pretty depressed. I still deal with anxiety. I still get suicidal thoughts. I don't act on them, but I still get them. And I do still have things like, feelings of I get low self-worth and stuff like that. Now, I also understand some of this could be situational, and we talked about that, and so we'll see when I go back and start, do it like a second, after I start this medicine for a little while, we'll go back and we'll double check, see where we're at. But I know this marks a change for me in how my treatment's been handled, and that's fine. I've been satisfied with where it's been at, but I always seek improvement. I feel like that's what we all should do. So I'm welcoming of the change, even if the idea of changing meds is always a daunting concept, because sometimes it doesn't go great and it sucks. The thing is, like you were saying, you still have these issues with this depression, and it was like you had to fill out forms and shit, and I'm like, yeah, but forms where you check things off, like it'll give you, like, from not feeling that way to always feeling that way, and everything in between. You check them off, and then you get certain points for certain answers, and you add up the points, and that puts you on your number this on the scale. Like, well, I was lower on the scale, of course, than when I'm in the middle of terrible depression, but higher than what is considered normal for a person in general. So he said our plan is that we'll be able to get rid of this. And in my head, I'm like, he's like, do you understand this? And I'm like, I get it. I understand the concept of not feeling like shit about myself, and the concept of not having, suicidal ideas and being doom and gloom. I get the concept. That's it. I get the concept. But then I'm also like, I can't comprehend never feeling that way, because my thing is I can't understand why other people don't feel that way more often. So, I mean, it's like, it's a little bit of, it's weird. It's a weird idea to not feel that way. And then I wonder, like, well, what will that do to just me as a person? And, like, is that going to, like, fuck up my personality? Like, what's that do? But these are all questions you have when you undergo treatment for mental health issues. And, the idea that, sometimes these things do change. Sometimes things change like that. And it's not, it's not always, it's just fucking weird. the idea that, the person you believe you are is not who you are all the time. I don't identify with my depression the way I used to. And this is another step in that same field, Like when you're in the middle of any kind of episode, you don't see the light, And I'm not in the middle of an episode, but I still don't necessarily see the light because my baseline has now become this. And it's way higher than my old baseline. But apparently it's still not in the realm of like normal people. It's the idea that, I don't know, there's a lot going on when you start picking it apart and you start thinking about, what's personality aspects, what's, what's issues in the brain, what's just situational and all, and it's like there's no fucking roadmap with the brain. It's very, it's still in the fucking the Stone Age with how the brain works. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm going into another stage of my treatment, and we'll see how this goes, and I'll let everybody know how it goes. If you are if you're not undergoing treatment, but you are facing a lot of issues, think about it. It's been nothing but positive for me. Yeah, there's setbacks here and there, and there's goods and bads, but it's been nothing but positive overall. And it's something we all need to do to be our best possible selves, is make sure we take care of our minds. Just like you're supposed to take care of your body, take care of your mind. It's good for you. It's good for your loved ones. It's good for your career. Like all this shit. So thanks for taking a few minutes to listen to me. I appreciate it, and I will keep everybody updated with my progress or lack thereof.